Hi guys, welcome to Nine's Corner. I hope you are feeling wonderful. Now you're gonna hear chickens in the background. We keep them up by us for the first few weeks so we can take care of them. And probably in another couple of days, we'll bring them down to the lower field. But here's one, look, isn't it gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous? Look, say hello, say hi. They're starting to get big now, so they can really, like, fly. Oh, God bless them. You should see Sadie here now, just looking at her like she's lunch. If you're wondering why I've been doing some of my videos out in the garage, it's because a lot of the times I want to do readings and I get really, like, witchy about it. That's what we call it. I'm getting witchy. But it just means, like, I'm starting to really feel my vibes and stuff because I'm the type that I need for spirit energy to be behind me when I'm doing my readings. So that's why I do them haphazardly, kind of all over the place. But that's what works for me, and spending time with the little guys. All right, I'm going to put her back, her little friends, and then we'll get straight to the reading. Okay, I took a little longer break than I expected because I realized I was hungry. So... Alrighty, so do you remember Wayne's World, Dana Carvey, and Mike Myers? So whenever they were going to show something from the past, they'd go, brrr, brrr, brrr. So I'm going to go brrr, and look at Liz Cheney from 10 months ago.
Knight of Cups as her outcome. So right now, as the energies fall, I think she is considering it and maybe deciding to go up against Donald Trump, if Donald Trump is going to be running. So let's just have a look at Donald Trump.
So we saw that even 10 months ago that she was going to have backlash and that it would look like she was going to go for president. So I thought, let's look at the energies and have a look and see what's going to happen with Liz Cheney. But I did want to say thank you so much for all the likes, the comments, the subscribes. And there was a lot of, like, in the comments, questions. So I have lots of things that I want to get to in the next few readings. And there was a couple of questions of whether or not I did personal readings. Right now, I don't, because I have my son and it's just really busy time right now. But I am thinking, because I've been asked a number of times, and really I just do readings, but I do them for free because I just feel like I want to just give back. And so sometimes when I get somebody who sends me a email and I say, I'm sorry, I don't do a reading, but, and then I go do a reading anyway. So I'm thinking that once I get my son set up for school, that maybe by October, I might start doing private readings. So we'll see. Anywho, let's get back to Liz Cheney. I just wanted to say thank you. You guys are always on my mind. I am super grateful for you. So let's look at Liz Cheney. What is the energies around her? You know, because between now and when the presidential election happens, a lot can happen. Donald Trump could be in jail. The Republican Party could be like, yeah, they're still, you know, screwed up, but they're trying to get their head back on after Donald Trump. So let's just have a look. Liz Cheney, are you thinking about going for president? Will you get any help with that? Is there a chance that you could become president? Because, I mean, you just lost, right? So... okay, I got all kinds of, I just realized I'm like this. I'm like, why am I doing that? Get your shoulders down, relax. Liz, I think that's because I think she's just, that's how she's feeling, like all tensed up in that. Let's have a look, Liz. Ooh, at the center, we have the King of Pentacles. She has money. And she's going to use this. It looks like money from her father, from her family. Ooh, crossing it. You can't, oh my God, I love tarot. So here we have the Death card. Transformation. She's going through a major transformation. What's going against her ability to make money, to be secure, to have a job, is this transformation. Underneath it, we have the looking at all the details. Behind it, we have the Page of Wands. Here she is. She had to speak out and speak her truth. You may not agree with her politics, but when push came to shove, she put her country above politics. On top of it, ooh, Two of Cups. That is so interesting because I think that probably indicates that not only is she thinking about going, do you hear me? Not only is she thinking about going for president, I think she already has a running mate, or at least a running mate in mind. In the near future, we have the Empress. So there's going to be a pregnant pause here, guys. She's going to take her time. I think that she's going to step back, take some time to get over the loss, to regroup, and to focus on 2024. Wow, Liz. Okay, so in the past, she's had the issues with putting country over her politics and siding with, or at least looking like she's siding with the Democrats when it's actually siding with saving the U.S. So that is going to be a continual problem with her as she goes on. There's going to be somebody who is going to be offering her money, stability. There's going to be people, or at least somebody specific, who's going to be putting money into her career, into her run for president. At this time, she has several things that are on her mind. I think because we had the Empress, we're looking at her just stepping back, maybe licking her wounds and kind of saying, where do I go here from now? She definitely does want to go for president, but I think this could be like, okay, am I gearing up for 2024 or am I gearing up for afterwards? I mean, I just don't want anything icky to come out of it. Like, and then you got Satan and her, because it just, I don't like these cups because it just looks like there's just too much up in the air. And then with this, I as soon as I got this, I thought, oh, okay, she might already have somebody. But then, as much as I'm saying she put country over politics, when she runs, she's going to put politics back on the table for herself. But that's a positive thing, guys, because you got to think, if her future looks like she's going to be running and putting politics first, that means that we've gotten over the hump of the orange bump, which is Donald Trump. Oh, Lord. All right. We've got the Nine of Cups as her outcome. She is going to have success, but it's going to be further down the road. Don't count her out. Don't wish her, don't feel bad for her because she's doing all right. She's going to go back, lick her wounds, like I said, and she's going to come forth. And I really think that she is going to be a possibility for president as a representative of the Republicans. I am worried about this Two of Cups, I got to say, because, when you get that kind of second kind of like, oh, I don't know, that's... So I worry about what kind of setup is she looking at, because maybe in her mind, because she has the Trump junk going to be following her, that she would have to get with somebody who's a strong Republican. Let's hope not. Because I kind of was like, you sort of like Liz because of January 6th, but then it's like, I can dislike you just as quickly if this is the game you're going to be playing. So it's kind of a mixed bag there. All right. So after Liz, we're going to back to a year ago when we were talking about Weisselberg, which was Trump's forever money man. And I believe that it was he actually worked for Trump. He worked for Trump. I meant he worked for Trump Sr., Trump's father. So
there it's going to be the whole Trump business. And no, oh my God, Six of Cups. This man, for whatever reason, it's like he is dead set on sticking with Trump. Maybe it's because he's known him for so long and because of the father and the family history.
So a year ago, we knew that regardless of how much pressure, even if he got caught, he wouldn't turn against Trump. And here we are. And he's literally not willing to go against Trump. And my question is, how is it that he gets to decide what he's willing to do? Because I don't think, like, as regular folks, they would allow us to do that. So that just is like a weird question in my mind. How is it an option? But let's have a look at Weisselberg and let's see what his information is going to, how his information is going to affect Trump and Trump.org. And I really thought it was really funny because Noah Trevor, I don't know if anybody watches him, and he had said that they're going to have to build a separate wing for all the Trump people going to jail. So one can only wish. All right, so Weisselberg, what's going to be the effect of you coming out, going against Trump.org? You've already, pleaded guilty. Ooh. Thank God we got the 10 of Wands coming out. So there's a lot of stress. And, because you're affecting the Trump.org, you're affecting a lot of people. There's 10 Wands here. Going across it is the Page of Swords. So here it is. This is Weisselberg being the spy and telling. Very interesting. Ooh, Moon. Of course, underneath it all, just like we said a year ago, he's not going to be willing to go against Trump. So here, it's almost like he's going to be doing a little dance, trying to figure out how do I go and say what I need to say without directly affecting Trump. I don't know if that's going to be possible. In the past, he is the strength. He is the strength behind the Trump.org. Obviously, finances and everything being the most important thing to Trump and them. The King of Cups, he is the one that has the secrets. He has the family. He has a record of everything that the family has done through the years, going back decades and decades. The fact is, I'm just going to put it out there, and if you're a Trump lover, you're not going to be watching my video anyway. But Trump is the type that even if he didn't do it himself, he would have it done. What I mean is, I can imagine all the small businesses, all the small businesses, all the mom and pop businesses, the construction workers, the concrete fillers, like just everything. The people that man has taken advantage of, the people whose lives he destroyed. Look at Kathy Griffith. I mean, he has completely destroyed her. And I mean, she's gone through such a difficult time through all of this. Hold on now, I just got to look at this. So, in the future, what do we have? Weisselberg. Okay. We're friends. We're just going to be honest with each other. So there's a twofold happening here. Actually, a threefold if you want to be honest. I mean, this could be literally him just having to do his time in jail. I feel as though illness, something's going to take him out. I pray to God we're not looking at a Epstein type of situation that you go to jail and all of a sudden, oh, this happened. Because how do you hide the secrets? Dear God, do not do that. Do not. The Chariot going in different directions. He has really split himself into to save, to support, to cover for Donald Trump. I don't know why he has this dedication to them. Six of Wands, the others are going to, I mean, this is Donald Trump looking to him to say, I praise you, I thank you. You know, this is the type of, this is a man, this is the one that sticks through it, even though he's going to be telling on the Trump, or again, by association, that'll be Donald Trump. It's going to be interesting to see how many kids go down. I am telling you, Donald Trump is going to be singing his praises. He is going to keep the secrets of the family, generational. There's something about money that's being kept secret here by him too. As poor as we know Donald Trump is, I do think that others around him were smart enough to hide money and stuff. So his outcome is going from rough waters into I'm sorry. He's going on a journey, and it feels as much as like, yes, we know he pled guilty. Yes, this is a shit show. Yes, there's more to come down the pike. I just feel that maybe his journey is not going to be one on earth. That's all I'm going to say about it. Oh, shining the light and only telling what he has to. We're gonna pull a card and ask, why aren't they forcing him to say what they need to know about Donald Trump? Here's the secret keeper for, like, my God, he is just holding on. This is crazy. But then I got this. You understand the energies that I'm feeling around these cards. And honest to God, I have my candle here going. It's been going for the longest time. And I got a really strong smell of that candle wax burn as soon as I showed you that card. That is interesting. Do you hear it? Well, you probably can't hear it over the chickens, but listen. Can you hear that? It's been just calmly going there, and now it's crackling. I'm going to put all these cards back in because I have a couple of more questions that we need to ask. One, I want to know why. Why is he so connected? Why is he so loyal? And I mean, look at how Donald Trump wants everybody to be so loyal to him, and I'm sure he had to learn that from his family. So let's just have a look. I want to know why. Why is Weisselberg so loyal? Why? Why? The real reason. The King of Wands. He felt important. He felt like he was a doer. It was almost like the position that he held became his life, became his purpose. And it was done not looking at the details, but seeing the whole picture. He was the whole picture guy. See, I don't even like saying something because then it could be just like, oh my God, that just sounds awful. You're just trying. But it's like he knows all the truths of the Trump organization from the top down. But there's a love here. And it doesn't necessarily mean sexual. Always knowing that you're going to be taken care of. Okay, we're going to have to look at these cards again. So we have the King of Wands, which is somebody who has the whole picture, which is him. He has the truth. Yes, we know this of the Trump organization from the top down. And he has stability. So there's money here offering, but there's something else. There's more to this situation. Let's just, man, it's like it's like I'm trying to find out the information, and Weisselberg himself, his energy doesn't want me to know. It's like, eek, there's some kind of secret here. Is it because I don't want to acknowledge the secret? What is the secret? Okay, we're going to let's have some fun and just go there. This is the way we play. I can't help myself. There is a relationship. There was something that happened. There's some kind of family connection. Is there any way he had an affair with Trump's wife? Not Trump Jr., not Trump, Donald Trump, the orange blump. But his father, Senior. Man. The secret is going to the grave with him. For whatever reason, tarot is just, it's like pulling teeth trying to find out what this secret is. And I mean, there's something of a love, passionate family connection here. Secret, being secure, knowing the secrets from the top down, being the person sees the whole picture. Does he? I swear to God, because I'm like, you know, why would Trump and them why would he be doing this for Trump and them? And then I thought, maybe Trump and them owe him something. And as soon as I got that, I got the devil. There is a story here, my friends. There is a story here. Seeing it from a different direction. Sacrifice. A purposeful sacrifice. Winning at all costs. Okay, winning at all costs. The devil is here. The devil's in the details. And he's not a detailed person. He's the king of wands, so he sees the whole picture. There's something in the details that we're missing here. Something in the details. It has to do with the past, some kind of relationship. There's a negative connotation to it. I mean, I hope to God it's love and not something other than that, which we know the Trump family like to do. But there's also a sense of sacrifice here, which he has sacrificed himself pretty much his whole life. And he pled guilty and still didn't go against Donald Trump. So there's more to Weisselberg and his connection to the family. I'd be very interested if any of you have any ideas, because there's some really interesting cards here. But the one that keeps sticking out to me is I just worry about Weisselberg's health. Physically, in whatever way that should come. So, for our last reading, let me just get these cards mixed up. For our last reading, I thought we're going to look at Bill Gates. Now, the reason why this happened, like, I mean, it's just, I'll give you the short version of a long story. So my husband went to the groceries on the way home from work, and he picked up a bottle of Kraft Cheese Whiz, because my favorite go-to snack or meal or whatever is to have a Cheese Whiz sandwich and a glass of apple juice. My mother, I swear, from grade kindergarten to grade 12, every day of my life, I went to school with an apple juice, a Cheese Whiz sandwich, an orange that was pre-peeled, and 2 chocolate chip Mr. Christie's cookies. So that is sort of like my go-to if I'm, you know, whatever. So my husband came and he was like, look at this Kraft dinner. It was only a small bottle and it was like $6. And he said the big bottle wherever he was over $10. And he said, I'll wait to go to Costco. And it was just like we all of a sudden, it's like, I don't know if we attracted it or not, but all these shows were talking about, farmland being bought up or farmers being closed down. That's happening in the US, in Canada, in Australia. And I mean, obviously, look what's happening in Ukraine. Now, I don't like to go down the conspiracy theory, rabbit hole, but sometimes conspiracy theories have truth in them. So I'm just going to give you a couple of facts that have come up to my attention recently. Let me just find it here about Bill Gates. And it's really interesting because if you watch the news, you're going to see one person say, Bill Gates is not buying up all the farmland. And then another one going, Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland. So it's really interesting that even when you're trying to look up information, how different, the news can be based on who you're watching. And realistically, shouldn't the news be the same no matter who you're watching? Because the news is the news. Like, it's just, we've gone so far wrong. So anyway, Bill Gates wins legal approval to buy 2,100 acres of North Dakota farmland. They were not happy. He owns, you hear the news, he owns a lot, but not the majority. Gates owns, now get this, 242,000 acres. 242,000 acres, which amounts to $690 million. That is not including all his other holdings and houses and other lands that he owns that are not farmlands, becoming the largest private owner of farmland in Louisiana, Arkansas, and Arizona. So for anybody who lives in Louisiana, Arkansas, or Arizona, and you know anything about this, please leave a comment below. Because, I'll just talk from my experience because my grandparents were actually farmers. And so their land was farmland. And once my grandparents passed away and my mother and her family or her sisters became the owners of the land, you had to sell it as farmland because farmland is considered special land. Farmland is profit. Farmland is an asset. Farmland is the future because when you look at the world order, the World Economic Forum, I mean, you name it, when they all get together, it's all about keep them poor, keep them hungry, keep them searching, keep them looking, keep them down. And from the food prices that, Cheese Whiz going up like crazy. So I'm going to be very interested. I'll check it and I'll let you know what the price of Cheese Whiz is when I go to the groceries. But it was like you're just watching all these shows talking about food prices going up, but at the same time, the government's getting involved in the private farmers. They're, saying, hey, you've got to cut your emissions and you can't use all your fertilizer that you want. You can only use this small amount. Like, there's just so much. And I mean, I know I'm talking because I've had so much information coming at me, but the end result is there's something here. I felt it in my bones. So first, we're going to look at Bill Gates and just pick his brain and say, why? I mean, I really feel like almost like a headache having to look into and deal with his energy because after Epstein, I have no time for him. But I'd like to know why. Why are you buying up all this farmland when you know that this land has to be used as farmland? Are they trying to sell us off on all their ideas of what they want to consider food with all their newfangled, meat that's not meat and all this kind of stuff and making money off that? And how can you do that if you've got farmers trying to do the real deal? So how do you get profit off it? Cut the farmers out. I mean, this is going to be a problem. I feel it in my bones. I see it. I hear about it. And it's not just in Canada. It's not just in the US. It's not just in Australia. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Guys, I feel passionate about it because that's the one thing that we all need is food. Like, we can't survive without it. And we've already got just a small group of people who own the world. And now they're going to own all the food and farmland. And Bill Gates being, like, you got to watch these people. And Bill Gates being the obvious one. Why is he getting all this farmland? I'm actually like feeling pissed off. Holding on to money, holding on to assets, holding on tightly to that which he wants to keep, which is his wealth. And this is indicating that right now, wealth is going to be found in land, in keeping, and I literally just said, keep people poor and hungry, keep people, you know, this is it. They do not want for change to happen. They do not want for life to be good for everybody. The greed of wealth, the greed of people is incredible. Incredible. Wow. Bill Gates, like, it just drives me nuts because you're watching the media just functioning as telling the story from the point of view of the people that they want to tell it rather than telling the truth. So here he is, and he is trying to hide. I bet you any money with the figures that I gave you, there's probably more farmland that he owns, but it's under, you know, a different name or some kind of company that he's able to keep out of the assets that he shows. Because, I mean, these people aren't the richest people in the world without hiding stuff. Like, it's just, I know it. I feel it. I see it in the cards. Underneath it all, wow, we got the Six of Cups, nostalgia. This may sound strange, but underneath it all, there's almost like a revisiting of the past, that we've lost our way. We have forgotten how to be human to one another, and that there's something missing. And the further we get away from it, the closer we come to revisiting nostalgically the past. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean in the sense that if we lost the lessons of World War I and World War II as these people and these generations get moved on. And this, I mean, I can see it because there's times when I'll mention important events, like even 9/11, and the kids are like, so I feel that with this transition, this change into the new world, as they say, I mean, we see it as a spiritual awakening while others see it as some kind of world domination. And I think between the two, there's probably truth. But I think there is this unfortunate part of the human condition that's going to relive some of the lessons from the past. Just God willing, we don't do it as poorly as they did. And Bill Gates knows this. I think Bill Gates is somebody who follows patterns. In the past, we have him as the King of Cups. People saw him as somebody that was of importance, somebody that was a man of money and means, but they saw him as an entrepreneur. They saw him as somebody with mostly a positive emotion towards him. But this is very fake. Oh. Interesting. Interesting that although he is collecting land, although he is increasing his wealth, there's a feeling here of blocking himself in. I feel that since the Epstein situation, since his wife left him and they got divorced, I feel that he can feel the negativity around him. It's like the real self, the real you, the shadow side of himself is there, and he's trying to hide it. And you can't hide. You know, there's only to a point. Like even doing these readings and being on YouTube, you can't hide who you really are. It comes out. You know, it's too hard to be fake. And he's a fake. In the future, he's not sure of what to do. I think he's biding his time to let the situation soften up. He sees himself as a pioneer. He sees himself as higher than others. He sees himself as somebody who should be like a king in that way that he has a connection with Trump. He has a want, a need, and a belief that he is better than everybody else. Very interesting. Ooh. People around him find him to be the magician. The magician can be for good and can be for bad. As above, so below. I believe that this is saying that as in the past, so will be the future. You learn from the past. If you don't learn from the past, you are doomed to repeat those lessons. And I'm really worried that we have forgotten the lessons of war and what war can do. We have the Queen of Swords. So here is his divorce. Here is his wife. I think he's really nervous that his wife may come out in the future and tell about him. And it's almost like there's a little kinkation in his situation, if you know what I mean. There's a reason why he had an Epstein connection, and it was more than just doing any kind of business. You know, he's just going to teeter along. He's going to keep buying land. I really think that, you know, maybe we should take a page from their book and realize that land is going to become really important. And if you want to buy it, this would be, I really think that with temperance here, because I just, there's a sense here of we're going to be worried about water as well as land, weather, temperance, climate. Wow, Bill Gates, climate. Okay. There's this want to benefit mankind in the sense of wanting to temper down the weather and the climate. But on the other hand, there's also wanting to put the energy and the money into your own pocket. So there's this negativity around it in which he knows that where land and farmland is going to become extremely important, and it's going to be used as something against us. So that's something we're really going to have to be concerned about, especially as we're seeing the world, you know, in Ukraine. You see Hong Kong being, you know, threatened, you know, and with the World Economic Forum, you know, doing their best and shadowy crap to destroy people and communities. There's hope. There's always hope. I really feel, and I mean, the star coming out just has what's the word for it? Has made me feel like, yes, that is that's where I should be going, is that there's hope. I think right now we are in a position where we need to, sorry, my battery's going low. We're in a position where we need to learn from the past, and that comes with climate, that comes with racism, that comes with, you know, uniting the United States and not the divided states. That means looking at Canada and around the world about how we deal with pandemics. I mean, there's just, like the star says, there's so much there. There's so many things that we have to communicate as a human race together. And as that brings us together on a spiritual path, that also means we have to deal with it in a physical manifestation of this earth. And it's not going to be an easy one. So temper yourself out. Realize that we're going to have to be individually, not just depending on the government and listening to the government. We're going to have to become independent ourselves. So if you're in a position where you can have a little garden, do so. If you're in an apartment and you're lucky enough to have any kind of stoop or, like veranda off the apartment, you can grow tomatoes, you can grow some spices and whatnot. Anything that you can do. And it's not about just saving on whatever you grow, be it peppers or what have you. It is about manifesting growth in your life and manifesting growth in the world. So in order to feel that, it is good to have a physical manifestation of that. So get your fingers dirty, grow something. Even if it's just one thing, grow it. It will be the physical feeling that you put out in this world. It'll be a reminder to you about the growth, and that with growth comes growing pains, and that we're all going through it, but we're all going to be okay because we're going through it together. It's important to acknowledge the problems that we're going through and work together to get through them. That's why I do this, and I get as much from you or more than anything I could ever give to you guys. So I'm going to wrap it up there because I'm feeling a feeling of great love and appreciation, because when things are negative, that's when you have to turn on the positive and get with knowing that you are the magician of your own life. I wrote something. Let me just read it to you. It's just, I had wrote this a while back, and it's nothing big, but don't wait for someone to tell you how your life will be. Embrace your inner magician and manifest your greatest life for yourself. So with that, I'm going to leave it there. I really enjoyed that. I think I just got a new energy when I did the reading with Danny and Sheila. So if you haven't checked it out, go to Celtic Sheila's channel. We did a reading together. It was really fun. It was great to reconnect. And as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. Thank you for your time, as always. And until the next time, cheerio and take care.